Welcome to another wonderful evening of World of Warships. This is a ranked battle. I'm out in Fubuki, and one of my teammates said, go ahead and spam the other circle. Who knows what you'll get? So I got in the circle for B, and they're capturing A, so what the heck, we'll spam the circle. Somebody's going to... I got a track on one of the battleships there. I don't know if he's actually going to pass close enough that he goes within range. But I have it on the right line. We'll leave it up to him to do the range. Now I'm going to start to chase the backside and see if I can do some sniping at one of these slower battleships. Hopefully the destroyers continue on around. We seem to all be moving in a counterclockwise direction, in which case I should be able to not worry about tangling with any other destroyers back here. The Fubuki is a good torpedo boat, but doesn't have that great of guns. It will lose against an American destroyer in a gun battle. Now, the image resolution with the new software is a little bit funky, you'll see here. But there's those original torpedoes I let go. The green ones are mine. And actually got a devastating strike. Took down a battleship. And there's the first visual artifact. I have a ghost ship. You can see the wake of my destroyer in the water. You don't see the ship anymore, but it'll come and go. So I actually got sighted here, got hit a couple of times, and I'm going to fling some torpedoes out there against nobody in general, and clear out and reload. So when I'm reloading, it makes no sense to hang around in the near vicinity where a destroyer might stumble upon me. I have I guess it's a Farragut coming in behind me here, who will enjoy getting in a gun duel. I'm going to turn now. I've got most of the torpedoes loaded, and we'll go back in and see what other trouble we can get into. Now I'm watching all of the enemy battleships. None of them are hanging back far enough that I could have gotten them by going around the island. So I'm going to go right back in where I just came out from and see if I can chase them down from behind. So there's the Farragut. He's going back into the smoke that I laid down to escape earlier, which is a bit dicey. There could be some torpedoes that are launched on that smoke. But who am I to say? He's pretty much head on, so the chances of getting hit by a torpedo are slim and none. The Hatsuharu is heading away from me, which is just fine. All three battleships off to my right are heading away from me, so it looks like I'm going to have to actually go up into their circle in order to catch them from behind. You also see some of the visual artifacts of the new rendering. Ships are jumping around a little bit. Now at this point I noticed that the nearest one here, which would be what is that? The Bayern is actually coming back toward me. And so if I'd continued on along the island, he would actually have me pincered in there. So I come to a stop and launch a bunch of torpedoes through a very small slot that aligns to his trajectory, and go back off of the periscope one back up to the regular view and exit the backside of that island. So right there, that's the Bayern who I was shooting at before. I'll go into a periscope mode and see what comes of those previous shots. And would you look at that, and how pretty is that? Right in the middle of the spread. He has no which way to go. So that's two battleships down, two devastating strikes. Only one battleship left to go. I'm not too interested in dangling with the destroyers, but that's what we've got teammates for. You can see the ghost ship has returned. And I'm going to start to zero in on the Fuso here. Now he's sitting still in the water, and I think he is sensing that he is being hunted, because he starts to put it in gear here shortly. And I'm going to come around and do a few shots. First couple shots are going to be where a linear trajectory will take it to. And then just for chuckles, I'm going to line up another shot that is going to pretty much go right where he's at right now. And the only way to hit him would be if he were to turn right toward me at this point. And no sooner do I say that, but he actually steps on the gas. So those two first waves might actually fall behind him. We'll have to see. He's getting pummeled pretty good by artillery. Probably doesn't notice the torpedoes homing in on him. And one of them looks good. That's a good hit. No flooding, unfortunately. And here comes the other one. And another one with no flooding. A lot of damage, but he doesn't have to use up his repair cruises. He's now going to be turning and changing speed, as any good battleship will do. And I, again, put a couple more out where he should be if he continued a straight line. And I'm going to throw one more right on top of him, where he's at right now. And this time, he actually is turning almost on cue. So you can see the first two salvos going by way to the right. But then I got that third one, which should be interesting. And I'm going to turn and run away. Detection or stealth is the one advantage Japanese destroyers have, and that leftmost torpedo is looking pretty good. So that's the third torpedo into that poor Fuso. At some point he's he's going to run out of hit points, but he's still about a third health. Still hasn't sprung any leaks. It's damaged, but it's not flooding. I've got a Hatsuharu who's closing in on me here. He did a real number on the Farragut in front of me, and I really am not interested in tangling with him, so I'll fling some torpedoes out where I expect the Fuso to go. I'm expecting him to turn and run back in toward the island, and so it's pretty much dead reckoning where I flung those torpedoes. I do know that the continued right-hand turn will put him further ahead of where the linear trajectory was, and we'll watch him, see how close they come to doing their job. The Hatsuharu pops back up. Some other battleship on our side has picked him up, and the Fuso is right in the middle of the pattern. He has no way to go. And so down goes my third battleship in this rank series, at which point I can turn and look for a gun battle with the Hatsuharu, principally because I have so many folks on my side who will also be shooting at him that don't have a whole lot to worry about. He's popped some smoke for now. He's escaping our Dunkerque, but he's breathing down his neck. So I don't suspect the Hatsuharu will be long for this game. Matter of time, we're up on points, about to capture a zone, and I think we're about to sink our last opponent. Not a whole lot he can do at this point. He's in visible range. He has torps down against him, and everybody and his brother is taking shots at him. Down he goes. And so we win it. 3 battleships, concluding first blood. A devastating strike on a battleship. Top points, I'll take it.